Hi, I am Monica Brant, one of the world's first true fitness pioneers starting back in 1991. I helped launch the fitness industry while traveling internationally, meeting fans worldwide to share my style of fitness to the bodybuilding community. After a decade of fitness competitions, I earned one of the world's most prestigious titles, the IFBB Fitness Olympia Championships. Moving into the new millennium, I was the first IFBB Fitness Olympia athlete to transition into the new professional figure division and compete for close to another 20 years. After 15 years as an IFBB professional, I tried another organization and won the WBFF World Pro Figure Championships both 2010 and 2013. I am a true athlete and made my way into racing into the Masters USATF sprint events, placing top 3 at the World's Masters track meet in all 3 events, the 100, 200, and 400 meter races. Besides athletics, I have been honored with over 100 magazine covers both nationally and internationally. Since it's always a blessing to share with others, over the last 15 years, I've hosted women's fitness events and worked with the clients, helping them discover how to live radiantly in all areas of life, body, mind, soul, and spirit. The Monica Brant Show is one of the ways I am honoring the legendary athletes, powerhouse individuals, and nutrition gurus that have laid a strong foundation in the past, help keep the current industry flowing, and offer inspiration to the next generations. Welcome, Tuesday night, the Monica Brant Show, and I am your host, Monica Brant, with the beautiful, talented, fabulous friend of mine, Sarah Lyons-Glabman.
Hey, y'all. Hi, Monica. Thanks for having me back.
And we're actually in the same spot here, like almost like Twinkie twins or something.
Twinkie twins, yes, exactly.
So I'm here in Arizona with Sarah. We were working yesterday. We've got a few shoots coming up this next week as well for BodyScape Magazine, Picture Group, Epic Destination Shoot. And I'm here for a 2-week horse show where I'm helping my husband out with his business and just kind of doing the wifey thing and the horse show thing. So it's kind of a interesting fit, horses and
You're
horses.
so good at it.
No, thank you. Stop. No, tell me.
So good at it.
So I actually get to spend time with you and working and playing a little bit. And here we are with the Monica Brant Show. Super excited about tonight's guest.
Oh, I know. Me too. A long time
right?
of mine. I love this girl. She's awesome.
I'm super excited. So I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone joining in tonight or listening to this show later. Make sure you check out all the rest of my awesome episodes since last April 2020 when the show started. I've had quite a few legendary guests on and powerhouse individuals who's helped create this industry that we love so much, and super excited about the show tonight. Thank you to my sponsors, Sear Surgical. We have Legendary Foods, Tasty Pastries, Aloe Life International, and Egg White International. Get all your protein in and healthy skin and digestive tract with Aloe Life.
It's literally like from the inside out. You're just covered.
Right? You get a little treats, and then of course you need me nips and tucks, Sear Surgicals.
Sometimes it
Hey,
happens.
you never know. Right? all right. So anyways, I'm super excited about our guest tonight. She is an IG influencer, you guys. I don't even know what that means because my IG account got stolen and I'm trying to rebuild it and it's kind of just sitting there. But I am so impressed with this gal and all that she's done. I can't wait to talk to her. She's a lifestyle coach, a health expert, wellness coach. She's a mother of two, and she is one of our recent BodyScape Magazine cover models, Miss Theresa Miller. Hey, Sarah, let's welcome her in.
That was quite the introduction. Thank you.
Was it intro? We're like, wait a minute, is Theresa doing something else we don't know about?
I know.
So
that's my other part-time job.
That's the other side we don't know about you yet. Well, we're gonna find all out about that. My goodness. Okay, so we have Trish Stratus. I have her on very soon. She was coming on last week, and we had the horrible Texas storms, and we had to cancel because we had no power. So I know Kona just got a little confused there, thinking tonight we were having Trish on. So sorry about that, but welcome, Theresa.
It's okay.
Welcome. So excited to see you.
I'm very excited to be here with you ladies.
Well, thanks for making the time for us tonight. So where are you in California? What part?
I'm in the Central Valley in Fresno. So born and raised in Southern California. Spent some time out in Dallas, Texas for a little bit and been out here for several years.
What were you doing in Dallas? Because, I'm Texan through and through, and I lived in LA for 10 years, but I never claimed LA. I always just said, I'm from Texas, but I hang my hat in California. So
yeah. So I have the part California accent and the Texas drawl. So I got a little of both. But yeah, I went to high school and college out there and had a great experience. Still have lots of family and friends out there. So I'm out there pretty frequently and I love it.
Have you been down to San Antonio?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
beautiful.
Yeah.
We need to get you down there again.
I would love it. I love that place. The Riverwalk is amazing. It's so fun.
Well, you may want to come next time Sarah's there and shoot with horses or something at the barn. Right? I don't know if you've had that look before, but
I love horses.
Theresa.
Yeah,
That long blonde hair and some horse action. I think that would be
So there.
Yeah. We'll have to come back and talk about that another time when we know when Sarah's going to be in Texas, but that'd be fun to have you there. Awesome. Okay, so tell us about how you grew up. I just kind of know briefly about you, but you've got a big resume and I'm so excited to learn more about you. So how did you grow up and from where you grew up and what was that like growing up?
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, I grew up in Southern California, born and raised there. Then I went to high school and college in Texas and had an amazing experience out there. And came back out to California, the Central Valley, got married, went to radiology school. So my main background is I'm a radiology technologist, and I specialize in pediatrics. So I worked at a children's hospital for about 8-9 years. And during that time, I had 2 little ones. So I was working at one of the biggest children's hospitals here in California, working there. And then I had my 2 little boys. And I decided to take a little time away from the medical field so I could focus more on being an at-home mom. And after I was pregnant and had my second son, I just told myself, I've always been into fitness and athletics. I've been a dancer my whole life. I was into ballet. I was into competitive dance. So I've always been very active, but more so like on the lean side, not really, strong and, with muscles, just more on the lean dancer side. Mm-hmm. And I told myself after my second son that I just wanted to be strong. And so I just taught myself how to lift weights. And then I was approached by a gentleman here in town saying, hey, you should try out, bikini competitions. I think you would be really well. So that's what I did. I trained myself. I did have a coach, but I just learned a lot on my own and taught myself how to weight train, get stronger. And it just turned into this big thing on Instagram where I started just randomly sharing some workouts or what I was eating or recipes, because I also love to cook. I'm like a big foodie. So besides working out and training and staying active, I love food. Yeah, and I like cooking for other people and sharing great recipes. And it kind of just blew up with Instagram. And before I knew it, I had companies and sponsors from all around the world posting my stuff, and we were collaborating and sharing each other's content, and it just grew and grew and grew. And at the same time, I was also doing, I did 3 big shows here in California. I didn't place in any of them, but it was a great learning experience for me. And I did learn a lot in terms of dedication. So how you move forward, you push yourself, and everybody's different. The diet thing wasn't for me because I love food so much.
I'm with you.
And what I try to tell women is go for whatever that challenges you. And if something like that challenges you to push you to your next goals, then try it. I think the biggest thing with women is we're just too hard on ourselves and, our physical appearance. And sometimes getting up on stage, it does mentally affect some women more so than others. So you just have to have a strong mindset, positive. You have to really love yourself no matter what, and be encouraging to other women. But aside from the three big competitions I did here in California, I didn't really share a lot of that on my social media because I didn't want women to think that that's what they had to do. I just kind of left the door open. You could do fitness and it has nothing to do with doing competitions, because it's kind of 2 different entities in my eyes. And I had tons of sponsors. I was sponsored by NLA for Her, which is a women's supplement line. I worked with them for about 2 or 3 years. And it just traveled and met a lot of amazing people. So it's just kind of brought me to currently, I have a training app, and it's basically based on what really worked for me and trying different unique exercises at the gym. And it's not so much like a diet, it's balance. So my philosophy is having balance in life. And one of my mottos is team muscles and curves. So if a woman wants to build those curves and have those like lean muscles as well, you can have both. So that's kind of what my motto is.
Well, for sure, muscle creates so many different curves in the body, right?
Exactly. And you of all people know it. You're the phenomenon of that. That's for sure.
Oh, well, thank you. So, how was the medical field when you were in there? Were you involved in weight training or anything, or was that completely after you were in the medical field?
So towards the end of my career in the medical field, that's when I started training and competing. So I was a mom. I was a busy mom of 2 little boys. I had a career at the hospital, and I was training and working out and training for also the competition. So I was rather busy, but
Great.
I actually like staying busy and active, and for me, challenging myself. And I learned a lot.
Do you mind me asking, how old were you when you were doing all of that? Because that is a lot.
Yeah, so like mid-30s. That was like 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago.
That's gone. Great.
Yeah, I'm still certified in the medical field. I'm still a certified radiology technologist, and
Is that you want to get back involved in, or are you pretty content with where you are now doing the lifestyle coaching?
Yeah, I did recently go back a few years ago to local adult hospitals, but I prefer pediatrics, and that's like kind of my cup of tea. So when I do go back, I'll go back to pediatrics.
And how old are your boys now?
My youngest is 8 and my oldest is 11.
So how do you balance having the time for your boys and all the activities? I'm assuming because most kids nowadays have so many activities, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like rolling and going. So how do you balance, your following your app and all of the fitness piece, the medical, and having 2 boys? Are you really Superwoman?
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. It's definitely a lot. I will say, at my peak being an influencer on Instagram, before like the whole algorithm changed a couple years ago, I was extremely busy. I mean, I was doing posts several times a day and then trying to balance everything with the boys. It does challenge you every day. But for me, I like helping other people. So whatever, encouraging other women, that makes me feel good. That it makes me happy, is encouraging other women. So I feel really strongly about that. So I like pushing myself to, even if I'm having to multitask to take care of, my 2 boys, which are my priority, but also helping other people out there.
So take us through a typical day for you. What is a typical day for Theresa Miller with all of the juggling? Like what time do you wake up? When do you train?
Yeah, so post-COVID, whatever, we're still in COVID. It's a little different these days, but usually wake up, get the priorities, get the boys situated with school. I usually like training if I'm not, having to go check in at the hospital and work at the hospital. I usually like to work out mid-morning. That's just me, preferably, to kind of, I have my breakfast, get things going for the day, check emails, do a few work stuff, and still have the energy to go work out, and then have the rest of the day for more energy. Plan my meals, all that kind of stuff. Of course, not every day you're going to plan every single meal.
Right.
And make sure
I like that 10 o'clock. I'll be at the gym at 10, and that's when I like to work out. Anything later than that kind of just it mentally messes with me. Do you know what I mean?
Same way.
Yeah.
I actually really prefer that very early morning, but the problem is I don't get to bed nowadays early enough to get that early morning time in. But for me, if I could be done by 7 o'clock with my workout and everything, I feel like I'm a superhero and I have the rest of the day like to conquer everything. But I don't seem to be able to get to bed that early to make that a success all the time. So
yeah. And Sarah, I'm like you. I have to do like the 10, 11, I mean at the latest.
Yeah.
But the days that I do have to go later in the afternoon or whatever, I feel a little bit more sluggish because that means I've had an extremely busy day. So, exactly. But we're not going to always feel like going to the gym, and that's where, you just have to kind of push yourself. Sometimes I'll find myself sitting in the car for a few minutes.
Yeah, but I guess, we probably all know the feeling that we were never disappointed that we actually exercised, whether inside or outside. And I know that I'm the same way. There's some days that I'm just like, I don't really want to do this. And I get there and I do whatever I'm going to do, wherever it is, if it's the track or outside or, at the gym or even in my own little home gym. I always feel better afterwards. And I'm like, okay, glad I did it. Because right now I don't have any massive goals. So do you have any fitness goals that are coming up for you, or is it just maintaining right now for you?
So maintaining, I would just say that the last few years, I'm pretty content and happy with where I'm at physically, mentally, inside and out. I'm healthy. I also have a balanced lifestyle in terms of my nutrition. I enjoy life, but I also eat healthy, and I'm not too strict. So for me, that's worked because I've gone through all the stages of kind of narrowing what works and doesn't. And so I explain to women that we're all different, and sometimes it takes us longer than others to figure that out. So right now I'm just maintaining. I'm super happy with with myself physically and, like I said, mentally, emotionally, all that. It's just a good place.
That's awesome. So I want to talk a little bit about your experience with, being an Instagram influencer and having that large following. What was that like, getting that rolling and, kind of lead into where we are now with, what you've experienced with Instagram? Because, there's a lot of stuff that I don't really know. I haven't gotten on that kind of platform and really done a whole lot. So, I'm so old school. The way I kind of grew up in the industry, and my stuff was all handwritten letters and meeting people in person, and we didn't have social media back then. So it's I'm interested in hearing about that and just learning your experience of how that started off. What was that like to see the numbers grow, and how fast did they grow, and how did that make you feel, and what kind of workload did that bring for you?
So if I kind of rewind back to, like I mentioned before, how it got started and just kind of blew, and I wasn't searching for it. This was probably about maybe like a good 4 or 5 years ago. And that was when Instagram just got really big. And so I kind of hit the jackpot right then. Like I said, I just started sharing just very low quality videos, and people were super intrigued by it. And it kind of blew into something where I was making better quality videos and sharing my nutrition and tips. And just for me, it's important that I always keep it real. So that's like my saying. And I'm not really like a big extrovert. I'm more of like kind of an introvert. So the one thing that challenged me with social media is I did get to meet people from all around the world. Yeah, social media, it's easy to kind of like type up a long paragraph and an inspirational thing, which I'm good at. It's kind of a little harder when I've had to travel, get up on stage, speak to hundreds, sometimes thousands of people at these fitness expos. But at the end of the day, it's like a challenge that I learned a lot about myself, and it's helping other people. So it kind of did get, the demand was there for several years when I was working with all these supplement companies and sponsors. And I really did have a great time. But in the last year or two, since Instagram has changed, it's a little bit quieter, but I still have a great following. Most of my following are women, and they're so supportive, and I support them. And if someone reaches out to me, I take the time to reach out to them. They say, give me their, kind of personal story or something they're going through. I'm like an ear that they can lend on, or, have someone to talk to. So it's like not just fitness and nutrition, it's also like being a little bit of a mentor. And that's great, because I mean, we all go through hard times, and I like helping people get through that because I know firsthand how hard it is.
Yeah. So you've been accessible to your fans, is what you're saying.
Yes. I'm just tell them, when I've met people in person, they're like, gosh, you're just so real. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just a normal girl.
But you're authentic, Theresa, and you've always been genuine. And you and I started working together back in, was it 2014?
Yes.
That was our first shoot at an Olympia shoot in Vegas, go figure. That's where a lot of relationships are born, at Olympia shoots in Vegas, ours in particular from 2011.
Yeah.
You were always very accommodating, very sweet, very open, very accessible. And, to watch your crowd following grow has been nothing short of inspirational. I mean, my crowd's not like that. My message is that big in my mind, but, to see your brand grow, and also to see the video qualities go from okay to awesome. Your videos on your page are amazing, super high quality. And so I wanted to share, this is your app. You got the back cover here, the Theresa Miller fitness app. That's where all of this has taken Theresa, is to this awesome app.
So with your videos, how do you work that? Do you have people that work with you now and help produce all that? Are you still trying to do selfie stuff? Like, I'm really interested.
So I'm still, honestly, for me, most of my followers, since I do attract the more authentic crowd, they like it more selfie style, not so published, like a production kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do something at the gym, and post it, and it's not like this high production kind of thing. And I get, it's more so the quality in terms of what I'm doing, for that exercise and why I'm doing it. They appreciate it.
Do you ever just kind of get tired of having to video things and have to put things out? Because, for me, I know maybe it's because I've been in the business for so long. Sometimes, I'm like, I don't want to. I feel a little bit rebellious. Like, I don't want to put stuff out. I just want to go about my workout.
Yes.
So do you have days and moments like that when you're like, I just don't want to share something right now?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that. For me, several reasons, because I do enjoy my private life,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of the whole Instagram thing blew up, and I don't think of myself as Insta famous. I don't want to be called that, but it really is like your life is in the public eye. Yeah. And sometimes, if I do go to the gym and, a lot of people notice me or know who I am, just because it's, before you know it, the fitness community, people know each other and they follow inspirational. And I want to be able to go to the gym and not have to set up everything to do a workout. I just want to do the workout or not have to post it and just live a normal life. But at the end of the day, I love helping other people. I just remind myself of that. If there's one woman out there that I could help today to help encourage them, not just physically, but mentally, that's kind of what encourages me every day.
Are you setting up in a public gym, or do you have a private place that you get to do more of your video stuff?
So I'm in a public gym, and that's been a little bit more, because here in the Central Valley, it's like we have some big gyms here, but it's not like usually when I film, I always go down to LA, because there's like tons of other people filming and you don't have like a crowd. Well, here it's like people are like, what? And I don't like normally crowd.
Are you done with that machine? Because I need to film on that machine now.
I know. Yeah, I don't want to annoy the people.
Do you have a little remote that you click and then you can film whatever you're doing with your tripod? Is that how you set it up?
Yeah, but sometimes if I'm like with a friend, they'll just video me, Yeah.
That would be so much easier.
Yeah. If I'm meeting them, or working out together, or
You've got over 1 million followers, correct?
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive. Now, has it always been super positive? Do you think that Instagram has brought you all the good things, or have you ever encountered anything that's a little with having that kind of a following?
I would say for the most part, I haven't received a lot of negativity or hate, because I do see that on other pages. But having a large following like that, it can affect your personal life sometimes, in terms of what you do in your personal life. If you're in a marriage or a relationship, it can affect that, or you have to have balance.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
How long did it, once you started your Instagram account, and I guess you started it just like any of us maybe would, with like, hey, here's my Instagram account, I'm gonna just do post and share and whatever. So how long did it do you feel like it took, because that's so intriguing to me about that growth of, how fast did that grow for you? Because you said you kind of got in and got started when it boomed, right?
Yeah.
So how long was that? Like a year or 6 months or?
It was, like I said, it was just really random. I mean, I look back and you could probably scroll through all the way at the bottom. I have kept a few up just to show how much it's changed. But yeah, it used to just be a little personal account. Like I said, I was just a young mom of two brand new little boys. Yeah. And I just started posting stuff. I would say within a few months, I started noticing people sharing my stuff all over social media, other pages. And then within like 6 months, I started getting other big pages contacting me and asking for shares. So we would share each other's platforms. And that's how I grew a lot. I mean, I have tons of followers in the UK, Australia, Germany. So
that's pretty cool. That is very cool. You shared with us a little bit, yesterday or something about where Instagram is now. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that and what's happened with your account and what that looks like now for you with Instagram?
Yeah, so unfortunately, and most of us that have like verified accounts, we kind of got the heads up a good 2 years ago. So we knew that the algorithm was going to change. So when you post something on the news feed, it was basically the reach was going to go from maybe like 50% of your followers were going to see your post to the reach going less than 10% and then less than 5%. And so, yeah, it's based on a lot of people that have like larger verified accounts, or if they're clearly trying to promote their business. So the algorithm has unfortunately affected a lot of people's reach, which means how many of their followers actually see their posts or quote unquote advertisements, whatever it may be.
So would you say that if you were to go in and start boosting posts, would that affect the algorithm where you would have more of your followers seeing your stuff then? Is that what they're trying to get you to do?
They are, but to be honest, it won't boost it. So they are looking to have a lot of us use their promotional boosts. Sure. And it maybe works an extra 10%. So if you're only reaching 5 to 10% of your followers, and you add 10% to that, it's really hard. Yeah.
I haven't really learned a whole lot, and I just kind of haven't messed with that, learned about that. So it was a little interesting to me. So makes sense though. I guess they're just trying to do everything they can to encourage them making the money and not allowing everyone on there to earn all the money, I guess. Is that the case?
Correct. Yeah. And they actually, they do what's called shadow banning. So they pull a lot of posts from the news feed. So, and it also depends on how many people you're following. So if you're following like a few hundred people, you have to really engage with those 300 people every day in order to see their posts every day. And even then you probably would have to go onto their account to see their posts, because it's not going to show up on the news feed, especially verified accounts have been extremely affected in the last year to 2 years.
So I know Sarah and I have kind of gone back and forth about that part of the business in the engagement with other, people to, continue what we assumed would keep our, viewership up and other people interested. So when you have over 1 million followers, how do you go and try to connect with people? Like, I would feel like that would be so overwhelming. Like, who do you pick to go and connect with? And did you do that, and did you try to do that a little bit?
Yeah, so when my account was extremely active, I would say the 2 to 3 year mark for a good 2 to 3 years ago, some of my posts, if you scroll back, I was getting thousands and thousands of comments, and obviously you don't really see likes because it's not really likes, it's who engages. Mm-hmm. So the likes don't really matter. It's who actually, a real person engaging on your posts. Mm-hmm. And what happened was it went from someone of my caliber or any influencer that was getting a large amount of response comments on their posts. It could be like a few thousand, or some of my posts were like 5,000-10,000 comments. It literally shot down to like a few thousand and then a few hundred. So wow. You really have to, still push.
So sad though.
Getting the comments, and it's affected a lot of people's business on Instagram.
So on a positive note, what have you been able to do with all of those followers? Is that where now you have this app, and is that where you engage with your fans?
So the app, it's kind of like a business partnership. They contacted me and we shot the app. This was my second app, and we shot it about a year and a half ago. So it's been live for a good year. It's the Theresa Miller app. Before that, I was with another app company, and I shared the app with several other athletes. So you would scroll down and you'd, pick who you wanted to train with. Mm-hmm. And once my contract was up with them, this other app agency basically contacted me, offered me a business partnership to build an app for me, and that's what they did. And so it's the Theresa Miller app. Everything is basically based on my model, how I train, eating, nutrition. My recipes are on there, when to do leg day, how many exercises, if you're trying to build your glutes, all of that is detailed on there. So that's mostly where all my focus is. Mm-hmm. I don't have to spend a lot of time right now, because as we built the app, that's when, I spend a lot of time making the model and the program. And now it's just anybody that has questions. Yeah, they reach out to me, and I'm always right then and there answering questions or helping them.
So you're not necessarily doing a lot with Instagram, I guess, at this point.
I am. I just, in the last year, since all the censorships happened, they cut the feed almost to zero. So I'd like to kind of play around with it and see how other influencers are. A lot of influencers have just kind of put their eggs in other baskets kind of thing, whether it be YouTube or whether it be other digital platforms they're trying. So thank goodness I have a training app that I could still get my message out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Oh shoot, I had a question about that. About the just on that train of thought. Oh my goodness, it just went away.
It happens. Believe me, it happens.
That's what I wanted to ask you. So how often on your app, so you've got a program on there. Is it just kind of, or do you have different programs for different people? Is it, and how often do you have to update that?
So the app that's out doesn't have to be updated, because everything is there. That's why we worked long and hard on it. It has every detail. There's at home, there's gym. So there are a couple different options that someone can pick, and it's based on subscribers. So they can subscribe and do a monthly commitment or a yearly, and it's just comes out to be a couple bucks a month. So few bucks a month. Yeah.
And do you have someone that you work with for social media that can help you kind of decipher, where's Instagram, YouTube, or whatever outside of the app? Do you have someone that works with you on that part of it?
So for a while, when I was really busy, extremely busy, I did have a manager. But basically everything that I've done with Instagram, I've kind of self-made. I'm very I do it all. I do the captions. I write the captions, because a lot of people have other people writing their captions for them, whether it be inspirational or because, you get busy. But I always told myself I just wanted to be authentic. No matter how busy I got during the day, I had to take the time to write out, something to help somebody else out there that came from my heart, not from somebody else's.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Well, that's awesome. It's intriguing to me, and congratulations on your success. I know when we went to look at your IG, and it was like, well, look, your last post was your cover. Yeah. And we were like, that must have been like the best thing she's had. She hasn't been able to post since because she didn't want it to go down the line. You know how it gets pushed down after a while. So, just totally kidding, but
it's strategically there.
So I think what we're going to do, Theresa, is we're going to go do our rapid fire round right now. Mm-hmm. And then I want to come back with you and visit about your experience shooting for BodyScape and talk a little bit about that. So you ready for some rapid fire questions?
I am.
You're going to get sweats on for this one.
All right, so Sarah's going to ask one, and then I'm going to ask one.
Okay, you want to start?
Yeah.
Theresa, if you were a superhero, who would you be?
Oh my gosh, a superhero. I guess Wonder Woman. I mean,
best one out there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So if you were to binge on a food or meal type, what would that be?
Definitely sushi.
Ooh, okay.
Put sushi together.
We did have sushi together.
And are you mean like the specialty rolls or authentic?
Oh, with the rice, with the sauce,
all the good stuff, the spicy mayo and all the bad things. Oh, awesome.
That's the best. Okay.
Spicy mayo.
All right. What is your favorite girls' vacation destination for a girls' trip?
Well, I'm actually getting ready to do it. I'm getting ready to come out to Arizona because I love being outdoors, and there's so many amazing hikes. So my best girlfriend and myself, we're planning a week trip because we're celebrating our birthdays from last year, COVID, because we couldn't do it. So we're going to do some hikes. This is exactly what I mean. Travel, eat food, do some hikes. We're doing a spa one day. So
it is very nice here. Not going to lie.
Yes. Which spa are you? Is it one around here? Or?
We're going to do the Hyatt Regency.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
It's like supposedly one of the best. So
awesome. Okay, girl. We know that you've got some great glutes. So what are your top 3 glute exercises?
Definitely hip thrusts, kickbacks, and gosh, what else? Well, deadlifts are kind of one of those exercises that don't just work your glutes, but they do help.
Right.
And go heavy on all those, yeah.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. Okay.
Right. Oh, yes. So are you most comfortable in the country, city, or a beach environment?
Oh, beach.
The beach.
Mountains, yeah.
Just so you know, we've got a feline hanging out behind us. She jumped up on those chairs and she's like rubbing our backs like,
She may just kind of be rolling around here.
Okay, what is the number one thing you have to remind your boys to do?
That's a good one.
Mom question here. Alert, mom questions.
Definitely brush their teeth. Twice, 2 to 3 times a day. Yep.
That's a good thing. Okay, number 7.
All right, number 7. So if you only had the ability to take 3 things with you out of your most commonly used purse or bag or carry-all, 3 things, what would those 3 things be?
Oh, so like 3 things out of my purse?
Whichever bag that you normally, if you have a purse or a gym bag or whatever you normally carry.
Definitely my lip gloss.
Yep.
My lips are chapstick because my lips always have to be moisturized even before bed. What else? Gosh. Lip gloss. My ID so I can go anywhere I want. And I guess my keys. I don't know.
Yes. Don't you just carry this around everywhere, Theresa? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what is your favorite brand of training wear?
I've had a few. I like Bombshell Sportswear. I like Aloe. I like Glider Apparel. I've worked with so many amazing ones. So many.
Have you, just out of curiosity, have you heard of Savvy?
Savvy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think I have.
And everyone needs to know Savvy. So.
Yeah, I'll have to hit you up on that one.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that later, girl.
Yes.
Right. Number 9.
Okay, so describe your favorite memory of your first date ever.
Can you remember your first date?
No.
Actually, we were writing that question, and I'm like,
is that bad?
My first date, I don't know.
Or your best first date.
How about your best first date?
Best first date? I mean, first date was.
Whatever first
I
date.
guess it was to the opera.
Ooh. Did you get to dress up?
I did. I'd never been before.
That sounds pretty cool. Was that in
It
California?
was in DC. That was my best first date.
I think I saw photos from that day.
Yeah, you did.
That sounds fun. Okay, the last question. What do you love best about jazz hands?
Jazz hands.
Don't y'all do jazz hands like in the jazz dancing?
You said you've got jazz experience. We're going on jazz hands.
I never actually had to do jazz hands. Well, maybe when I was like 5.
Don't tell us that.
You have to do jazz
But
hands.
I mostly trained, that when I was 5 or 6, they made us do jazz hands. But I mostly specialized in ballet, so they did not want us doing jazz hands.
I am disappointed that there's not more jazz hands out there for jazz
Let's
people.
bring back the jazz hands, people. Hashtag jazz hands.
Hashtag, I'm all for that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we're going to take a super quick break, and we will be right back, you guys, with more from Theresa Miller and Sarah and me.
And Monica. And Lily.
And Lily.
Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our 3rd year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching the Tasty Pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
All right, welcome back to the Monica Brant Show. I am Monica Brant, and Sarah Lyons-Glabman is sitting right here with me. That's me, photographer and a publisher of BodyScape Magazine, and we are speaking with the lovely Theresa Miller, who is right here in front.
Cover 8, baby.
Yeah, back, front, and awesome, beautiful layout in here. So, Theresa, you look like you've got legs for miles. So, are you like 6 foot, or I don't even know how tall you are?
Well, not 6 foot. I'm just a little shy. No, 5'6".
You're what? You're
I'm 5'6".
5'6". Awesome. Well, you look super lean and tall and glamorous, girl. And
I just knew that was going to be the cover set right there. I just absolutely knew. There was no doubt about it. It was so just different and sporty. So sporty.
Well,
sexy sporty.
It's you. I mean, from what I understand of you and know of you now, like this represents you very well, I believe.
Yes, Sarah did an amazing job. It was so hard. I liked all of them. All of the pictures were amazing. Obviously, that was the best cover one.
We had a lot of variety on that shoot. We went from.
This is awesome too. I love the gray. It's so pretty, and then you've got all these fun colors, the orange and the blue.
That was a fun tester.
And then you're like wild girl in the jungle.
That's like
That was your favorite, right?
my second, aside from the cover. Yeah, I like the cover, and then that's my second.
I mean, super
But
cute.
they all were so good.
Look at your legs here. And you're like, yeah.
So sweet.
Well, they're lovely. I mean, Sarah can't take a bad picture anyways, but, certainly when she gets to work on beautiful physiques and, all the way around the whole thing. I mean, I know it's got to be fun for you to shoot.
We had a plan, these shoots work well with kind of a plan.
Let's talk about the plan. So how did this cover come about, and when did this happen? And
Theresa reached out early last year, I believe it was, and
2020,
early 2020, before all the crazy.
Okay.
And we talked about setting up another shoot because I've always loved photographing her. We photographed in Vegas before, and then we also photographed in the snow in Utah.
Yes.
Oh,
that was a fun time. That was a fun shoot. We didn't have a ton of snow to work with, but it really looked like a lot of snow when we
It was cold.
finished product. But it was just time, sometimes a few years pass and then, clients reach out again and say, hey, I'd like to put something together. And then Theresa heard about the magazine and kind of filled her in on that. And we just decided to put our creative minds together and put together a great cover shoot opportunity for her. So made perfect sense for Theresa to be on the cover, especially with her big giant Instagram following and
fan base, of course.
Fan base,
yeah. Theresa, do you have other covers? Is this your first?
So it's my first. And so, as I saw Sarah expand her business and the magazine, and like she said, I reached out to her. I just was like, I knew I wanted to be on one of her covers because we had worked so well together before, and she's just such an amazing photographer in so many ways. So I was like, okay, this is a done deal.
I don't blame. I do not blame you one bit. I received the email. I remember sitting in my office and I saw the email come in from Sarah saying that she had BodyScape Magazine, and I remember reaching out to her. It was like, hey, I want to be involved somehow, and it was like, shortly after that, we started working together and putting some things together too. So, it's really exciting to see BodyScape Magazine come about and what she's been able to do with this publication and also offer it in the way that she is for so many people. So it's been fun. What was it like for you knowing that you had a cover coming out? Were you like chewing your nails excited, or were you just so busy?
Yeah, I guess you could say it definitely had been one of kind of my fitness goals, just, doing a cover. I, obviously worked hard to live a healthy lifestyle, and, I'm a mom of 2 boys, and I want to inspire other women. The other motto I have is strong and sexy kind of thing.
Yeah, that was the key. And this is definitely a strong and sexy cover image. And the whole shoot was just beautiful and very fun to work with you as always, Theresa. I call her T.
Yeah.
T.
Well, I think I messaged you T a couple times, and then I thought, I wonder if that's okay, because I didn't ask if it was okay. I just like T. So how long?
Absolutely.
Yay. So how long was the shoot? How long did it take to achieve this awesome pic?
This awesome pic? I don't know. Our shoot was like 3 hours.
So was this the last look?
No, it was in the middle.
It was in the middle?
Yeah, we wound up going out to the desert last because by the time she came to shoot with me, which was Like the beginning of summer, and COVID was crazy.
No.
I mean, it was hot. To the point, and this is before Jez, my old lighting tech assistant, had moved to England.
Mhm.
So he was, I think this was the last shoot that he ever worked with me on.
Oh, he's the best.
He's the best. I know, love him. And bless his heart, he would stand over me with the shield of some kind to protect the sun from beaming down on me while I'm photographing Theresa, who's in the shade. And you never, what's going to jump up out of that desert land at that time to try and attack? We're like, be careful.
Yeah.
Step. But I mean, it just, that's what you do, right? And that's what it takes to get the shot. And we definitely got the shots that we wanted and talked about. And I believe that we delivered the message, strong and sexy and a survivor and all that awesome stuff.
Have your fans ordered some and asked you to sign them?
Yeah, I've had a lot of, like, even locals, and I don't know, just friends saying they'll just screenshot it saying they order. I mean, I didn't realize how excited people were going to be for it. I'm just more of a humble person, but a lot of people were. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
Well, putting it together around the cover model's story is what thrills me the most, right? We're going to do the photographic work, and then we've got this awesome content, and then we're able to tell your story through the pages, and that's the best part of it. You know, everybody's got their story, right? You've got yours. Every single person that's on the cover of BodyScape has an awesome story, and I love to be able to share it and be able to tell.
Yes, yeah, and that was great that I was able to kind of open up and discuss my journey, because I just like, my saying is I like to keep it real with other women, so I don't live like some perfect, Instagram life. I'm normal with struggles just like everybody else. So that's where I really wanted to to resonate with other women. Like, you can take care of yourself, you can feel strong and sexy, and you can still have struggles in life, and how you get through those struggles. So,
well, Theresa, so you had quite a big struggle with a stalker.
Yeah. So,
was he a stalker?
Well, the police never caught the. I was a victim of attempted kidnapping at gunpoint, and this was right around the time where I was competing. So I have always been taught my whole life to watch out for your surroundings and all that kind of good stuff. But it was one night I was heading home from the gym, and I was just very sidetracked. Just thinking about what I was going to do when I got home. I knew I had a lot of things to get done after my late night training. Just being a mom, what kind of stuff do you have to do? And so my mind was there, not really like, oh, is anybody following me? Well, I had gotten home, pulled up to the driveway, tried to grab something out of my ex-husband's car, and I come out while my car is still running in the driveway, and there was an attacker there with a mask on, and I had a gun held to my head, and he basically was trying to get me to go with him. And at that time, I thought he just wanted to take me in my car that was running with my expensive purse in it, my phone, car was running, everything in it. So, but at that point, he didn't want to take the car. He said he just wanted to take me. There was a getaway car that pulled up right away. And at that point, that very second, I knew that I was going to have to fight for my life, because I was not going to get in that getaway car. So that's what I did. And, I screamed for about 10, 15 seconds. No one heard me. And then finally, the attacker was getting very irritated and proceeded to run off to get in the getaway car. And at that time, my ex-husband did come running out of the house. So it was obviously a very surreal moment. And, I think at that point, I really learned a lot about myself, my strength mentally and physically. So.
My goodness, Theresa, I don't even know.
Really insane.
Yeah, I don't even know how to think about something like that. I lived in LA for 10 years alone. for most of it, and traveled in and out of town all the time, and was very similar to you. And ended up having a guy that would drive me to the airport and drive me back. He'd pick me up when I got home. He was a driver and he had his own car, and he would literally walk me up to my condo with my bags, make sure I got in the apartment. Like, I think, he wanted to make sure, but there was a few times that I remember being at gas stations late, which I tried not to do, but every once in a while you just end up, it just happens. And I remember some people trying to come up to my car, and I got in my car and blaring the horn, but I just can't imagine, they ran off at that time, but I just can't even imagine how I guess you just have to go into this different mental place, right? Like, do you have
definitely
maybe the question should be, what is your advice for anyone, like us? Like, if we were to, have something happen, like, what would be your advice for us?
Yeah, so obviously you'd go in a survival mode. That's for sure. And in terms of advice, I would just say, being strong mentally is what saved my life that night, because I told myself that person was not going to take me away. It was like, it was like very split second, 3 seconds. I told myself, okay, and I was positioning my body to, if you were to harm me or, use the gun on me, what position of my body, me being in the medical field, so I know about anatomy, and on my body would I want to be injured, like if he were to actually try to harm me with the gun. So yeah, you just go into survival mode. You tell yourself, it's just that strong moment, being strong. That's why my motto, another motto in life I have, is being strong mentally. Because strong physically is great, but I know a lot of us in the fitness industry, and Monica, you can probably relate to this, and Sarah, it's like, yeah, you want to be strong physically as a woman and, empowered, but it's basically everything you accomplish in life is being strong mentally. Mm-hmm. Whatever struggles you overcome in life, it's because mentally you're strong enough to do it. So if you find yourself in a situation like that, like me, and I look back and I don't regret that moment at all, because it's made me who I am today.
Amen, girl. Wow. Mm-hmm. We're so thankful you're here today to talk with us, and so thankful that God protected you and you were strong in every area that you needed to be. I just can't imagine how that must have felt, and, trying to fight your way for life, basically. At your home, like, you're just so close, right?
Yeah.
And I guess for me, like, a lot of times I'm by myself because my husband travels, and I will come home in the evenings and open the garage, and, it's like the slow process of the garage opening, and then it's closing, and I'm always like,
yeah,
it just, and someone, could just walk right in at that moment with that garage door open, and it's like, I wish it closed faster.
Yes. Yeah. I guess one more thing I do want to share is the biggest takeaway from this is what I also learned. You can't live your life in fear. So if I, were to live my life in fear and let that affect my everyday, that's another thing about being strong mentally. So, and a lot of us can relate to that with what we're going through the whole pandemic the last year. And it's a risk every day you wake up. And so you take that risk every day, something can happen. So I told myself after that incident, I wasn't going to live my life in fear. Always be cautious, watch out your surroundings, learn from it. But yeah.
Well, we'll keep you in our prayers so that you can continue to influence and women and men, of course. But I know you have a heart for the women. We'll keep you in our prayers for continued success and safety, and just that you can continue doing what you're doing, because you're doing a great job. And I love your story, and it's been wonderful getting to talk to you. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with our audience about where people can find you? Obviously not at your home.
Yeah, we don't want anything like that. So my Instagram page is tmiller_fit. And if you ever have any questions, just reach out to me there. And I have lots of examples of workouts, stuff I do. There's a link on there for my training app. Also, my email is Theresa Miller Fitness, and you can go there and feel free to reach out to me. And I'm always first and foremost to reply.
Yay. That is awesome.
I love it.
That is awesome.
Thanks for joining us, Theresa.
Absolutely.
Ladies. Yes.
Yeah, so here's Theresa. You guys get another look. And then, of course, on the back with your, is that the direction? Yeah, with your app.
Yep.
It was wonderful getting to talk to you. And this magazine is still available if anyone's listening that wants to purchase Theresa's cover or
yeah, I have it on my link tree. I have it on my link tree as well. So if you hit the link in my bio on my Instagram, and it'll take you to the link tree, and I have it there directly.
Yeah. You go to BodyScapeMagazine.com. I'm sorry, BodyScapeMag.com.
Shorter.
BodyScapeMag.com. I knew that too. I'm so used to saying BodyScape Magazine.
I know.
Anyway, yeah, so you guys can go and check it out. There's a digital copy, and you can order the print copy, and then ask Theresa where to send it and get it autographed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get mine autographed.
I think you
should
do.
Send it to you.
You should send all of your issues out and have all your your cover model sign it.
Bust out the silver Sharpie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this one I would say you might want to do a red Sharpie out right in here.
That would be pretty.
It's got the whole patriotic red and blue look.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're in town, definitely let's meet up and maybe we can have lunch or something.
You should
I'd
sign
love
it.
to see
And
you.
you could do a little,
signature.
and you could do an Instagram post with you guys signing the magazine.
See how this works.
You got it. You that's exactly right. I would love to.
Awesome.
Great.
All right. Well, I wish I was here to see you, but I probably won't be because I'll probably be leaving and you'll be coming. So.
Yeah.
Well, one of these days, and if not, then I'll just make it out to San Antonio or.
Yep. That's right. That's right. Well, Theresa, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are lovely, 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 and congratulations on everything. And I just pray God's blessings over you, your boys, and all of your loved ones.
Thank you, T.
Thank you, beautiful ladies.
All right.
I had a blast tonight. Thank you for having me on.
Talk to you soon, Theresa.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was awesome.
She's just so great. She's just a great lady.
And she just, she's so calm about her crazy incident there that would be just really devastating to walk through, I'm sure, for any woman.
She's not trying to hide it either. She's completely transparent with things that have happened. So lessons learned. Awesome.
All right, you guys. Well, it's been an awesome night. Thank you so much for joining the Monica Brant Show with me, Monica, and my lovely co-host, Sarah Lyons-Glabman.
And Lily.
And Lillian, who has been rubbing our back, I think kind of like a massage.
She has been.
She's
like
massaging
that.
So awesome.
She's a computer lover.
Yes. All right, you guys. Well, we will be back again very soon next week. Again, come back. I'm going to have some more special guests every week. So stay tuned here on YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us tonight. And for those of you that are tuning in later, thank you for viewing.
Yes.
And God bless you guys. Stay fit, love life. And thanks to BodyScape Magazine.
Thanks,
and lastly, the newest issue, Peak, is out. Woo! So we can't wait to have our cover model on, Miss Sarah.
Issue 12 is out.
That's right. All right, you guys, be sure and check it out, bodyscapemag.com, and you can actually go and order my copy too.
Issue 6 is
Issue
Monica.
6, yeah,
Yes.
January 2020.
Yes.
We started off the year.
It was a big deal. That was a big cover.
It was. All right, you guys, you have a blessed night. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kona. Take us out.
Thanks, Kona. Peace out.
Bye.